issue is my games are all digital, so I don't really necessarily have any sort of props to tap on as I'm talking. Not like game related anyway. So I figured what I would do is I've used ChatGPT to basically give a badly described version, a badly described description of the game, which I will read out, and then I'll kind of talk about why I like it. So yeah, this should be fun for me. I love talking about video games. I'm such a nerd. A lot of them are kind of similar. Like you will be able to tell. Like I have a specific like sort of genre or two that I go for, but I really love them. So the first I have got, the only prop I do have is my old phone. And I've used it to ask ChatGPT to describe it. So I will be reading from ChatGPT. So if it sounds a bit robotic, that is why. I did not write this. So the first one on the list, which is probably, I would say it's not necessarily my favorite game. It is definitely like top 3. But I think it's one of the best games I've ever played. So it made the list. So the description goes. The description is so cringy. It's really funny. You are a space wizard with a laser sword, running around playing hide and seek with the guys who really don't like your glowing stick. Very short and sweet for that description compared to the rest. I feel like that could be a host of different games within the same sort of franchise, but a host of different ones. But the game that it is referring to is Jedi Survivor. I absolutely love it. I played the first one. I think it was a Jedi Fallen Order, maybe, if my memory is working today. And I absolutely loved it. Like I thought it was one of the best games ever. So then I bought the second one, and I was a bit weary because normally sequels aren't as good, aren't as good as like the originals. But I thought it was better. Like everything about it was just unreal. The graphics were really good. The story was like insane. I think I did cry maybe like once or twice. I get very emotional when I play video games. It's so funny. But yeah, I'm a really big like Star Wars fan. So to kind of get the opportunity for like a kind of an open world Star Wars game where you can like be a Jedi and like use all the Force powers and stuff like that is right up my alley. Sign me up. first, it kind of sounds like Skyrim, which is a really good game. Like, I love Skyrim. But this is closely tied to Skyrim. It is Oblivion, which is the game, the Elder Scrolls game before Skyrim. I know that Skyrim kind of like took off and was like very mainstream and got re-released like a million times. I've bought most of the releases, obviously. And I really like Skyrim, but it didn't like hit the same mark that Oblivion hit for me. I think one of the reasons why I like Oblivion so much is the nostalgia. Oblivion was the first. It was the first like open world RPG game that I ever played. And I think I was like quite young when I played it because I used to get really scared about like all of the Tremora, like the demons in the other worlds that you had to like kill. I used to get my cousin to come in and do it for me because I got really anxious and really scared. So I must have been quite young. But obviously back then as well, because I was so young, like the graphics seemed ridiculously realistic. Like I thought I was actually there. But yeah, Oblivion is up there for me. I think because more for the nostalgia, but I really liked the sort of storytelling. I liked I know I've just said I hated the DLC. I hated DLCs for games, but Oblivion had one of the best DLCs like I've ever played. So I originally had the Game of the Year edition, which came with all of the DLCs like bundled in. And they did like it was called the Shivering Isles, and it was basically like Oblivion, but upside down, topsy-turvy, like ridiculous. Everything was really quirky and fun and strange. And I loved it. It was essentially, you went to like this god's own like sort of realm, but it was really funky. Like everything was not how it should have been. Everybody had like sort of specific personalities. They were either like very manic or like, I want to say like miserable. I think I can't specifically remember. But yeah, it was one of my favourite games. I've spent so many hours on that game, like it's probably deemed unhealthy at this point. My only issue with Oblivion, and it's not Oblivion, it's PlayStation, is that you can get Oblivion you can stream it on PlayStation, but you can't stream the Game of the Year edition. It's just the base version, which is like fine, but not what I want, not what I paid for. Kinda disappointed. So in Oblivion you could like make your character like in Skyrim. I was always a high elf because high elves have the best sort of like magic abilities and things. That's like my go-to character in any fantasy game is like someone who can do magic. I don't know why, it's just I always go for that. I have on occasion not chose magic like a mage and went for like a warrior, but it's really boring. Like, it's so boring. What am I here for if I can't like cast spells and go invisible and do loads of weird stuff? I'm not about that life. So yeah, so Oblivion is up there. I would say probably, I don't know, I think for nostalgia, like definitely top conclusive conclusion. There is one last sentence which I feel like may sort of give it up if people have played these type of games before. The last sentence is, there's a lot of running and yelling, and then you throw a knife at the end. Which I feel like is a really big indicator. It means nothing if you've not played the game, but if you have, I feel like you will know what I'm talking about. So that one, the third game, it is a Call of Duty game. A Call of Duty game. And by throwing a knife at the end, it is the original Modern Warfare 2. I think it came out like 2008, 2010, around about that sort of era. Modern Warfare 2, again, for like nostalgia reasons, I think was my first real sort of online multiplayer game that I ever played. I used to play it with my uncle. He was the one that kind of got me into multiplayer games, so we used to like jump into lobbies and stuff, which I loved it. I was terrible, don't get me wrong, I was so bad. I was so bad at first, but then I did get a little bit better. I'm not gonna say I was like amazing, because then I'd be lying. I'd be straight up lying to the camera. But I was alright, I think, because of like how new I was to everything. I think I did okay. But yeah, I think one of the reasons why this is up there, probably my favourite game, like of all time, is because of like how much time I spent on there and the sort of memories that I have and the like friends that I made. Yeah, I spent an unhealthy amount of time on that when I was younger. I think one of the main things as well is Call of Duty always has like a mix of like different types of levels. So you will like campaign missions, so you will have like fast paced, like in and out, but then my favourite missions are like sniper missions. Like I love being stealthy, I love having to like sneak my way into places without being seen, and it really tickles my brain, like it's beautiful. And Modern Warfare 1 and 2 have some of my like favourite sniper sneaky missions in the whole of the Call of Duty franchise. I can't specifically remember what it's called. There is one called is it Gillied Up, maybe? I don't know if that's from Modern Warfare 1. Anyway, there is a mission on there that is like my all-time favourite mission. You would think I would remember it, but again, because I've got a PlayStation, I can't actually play the older Call of Duties. I think on Xbox you can. Like you can just turn your Xbox on and play them. But I am a PlayStation fanboy, and it's not something we can do, which does make me want to get an Xbox. I feel like it would be it'd be fun to kind of play those games again. I was going to like, it's kind of like hit and miss. I love Modern Warfare 2. It is my all-time favourite Call of Duty, but I also love Black Ops 1. Like Call of Duty Black Ops 1, predominantly the multiplayer was great. The story was like phenomenal, to be fair. But more so for like Call of Duty Zombies. I'm a big Zombies fan. I cannot get enough of Zombies. Again, I'm not the best, but I'm not actually the worst. Like I am okay. I think one of my all-time favorite zombie maps is Kino to Torton. Unreal, absolutely love it. So that was gonna be in Modern Warfare 2's place, but I think ultimately Modern Warfare 2 is my favourite. So As you journey to reclaim it, you gather companions who assist you in battling towering monsters, exploring dangerous lands, and unearthing the truth about your connection to the dragon. The game is filled with action-packed combat and decisions that affect your path. I feel like the mention of a dragon several times in that description will probably give it away. In fact, actually no, I feel like again this could be one of two things. At first glance I feel like this sounds like Skyrim, because with you are like a dragonborn, you've got a connection to Alduin, the big bad dragon, but it's not. So this one is Dragons of Dogma 2. I feel like a bit of a cheat because I never actually played the first one. I didn't even know it existed, which is more fool me because I feel like it would be really good. But I seen like loads of hype around Dragons of Dogma 2 when it was getting sort of teased, and it just seemed like my ideal kind of game, like open world, really good graphics, the story looked incredible, I could be a mage, I'm sold, like that's it. So yeah, I bought that, and I think I was like ridiculously obsessed with it, like so badly obsessed with it for about a month. I was at every possible point that I had free time, I was on that game. I think I found it challenging, and I think that's why I like clung to it. A lot of other games are relatively easy, but this was difficult. Like the enemies were really difficult, and yeah, they got a little bit easier, but they were still hard. Whereas sort of in Skyrim and stuff, the more you level up, the easier it is to just run past enemies or like get rid of them instantly. But Dragon Dogma 2 was a bit different. Like I thought it was genuinely really, really difficult. The story was great, like I was gripped. I did cry. Obviously, I love a good video game cry. I am a little bit annoyed at myself though because, spoiler alert, if anybody does actually want to play this game and hasn't, so you can like complete the sort of main quest, the main sort of story, and then after you do that, you kind of get, I don't know if you get teleported or like you just in some like different reality or whatever it is, I can't really remember, but basically the map of the world changes, and then there's a whole new like different story, different bosses to like kill, like different things to do. It's kind of like the end game, like really difficult. So I got to that point, and then I turned the game off. I think life got really busy that I ended up just turning the game off with the intention to go back to it, and then I haven't been back on. I think it's been like 2 or 3 months, like whenever that game came out, it's been more or less a month after that since then. I've not went on, which is a bit ridiculous considering it's one of my favourite games ever, and I just haven't went back. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I do game quite a lot, but I feel like if I downloaded it again, I would probably like my life would fall apart, and I would spend all of my time on that again. I don't know if it's because of that. Like I don't know the actual reason, but yeah. So I'm kind of annoyed, kind of annoyed with myself for that. As usual, though, I did pick the mage. I think in this one it was called the Sorcerer, maybe. Loved it, absolutely loved it. Felt like such a badass when I was getting things. But yeah, I've kind of annoyed myself now because I know that I haven't went back. Maybe I will try again this weekend. Maybe that can be like my weekend task. Maybe we'll see. I don't want to make any promises to myself because I probably choices will